Hey guys, it's Natasha Alford for WhoSay, and we are so honored to have Harry Shum Jr. in the building. Yeah. How are you, Harry?
I'm great. You
know him from Glee, Shadowhunters, and now YouTube Red is bringing us Single by 30. Even if you're not 30, this is a show you can definitely get into. If you just turned 30 like me, I'll be binge watching all weekend. So Harry, how are things going? How excited are you about the show launching today?
I'm excited. I mean, just as excited as I was being part of it. It's you know, it's always a surreal experience when you work on something for so long and then it finally comes out. But this one specifically, it just rang so true. I mean, you know, the situations that we were thrown in with the story that they built, you know, I've kind of been through some of them, and you know, and also the unpredictable of being a certain age or where it's going to come. Is something that we all struggle with. So, totally. You know, for me, I'm so excited that people are finally watching it and being so receptive to it.
Yeah, and so this is a show about two friends. You know, they meet in middle school. They make a pact of some sort that if they don't get married by 30, which is a milestone age, that they're just going to end up together. But then 12 years later, they really do have to decide what to do about the pact, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, look, you know, for us, we always like to put numbers in like decades and like even numbers, 10, 20, 30. But, you know, we built that and it is a big turning point in your life because, you know, you learn a lot from your 20s and you do stupid things and you do some smart things. And I think by that time you feel like you know a lot more than you did, which is very true, but you still don't know a lot.
Right.
So at that point, how society kind of tells you to when you hit this age, like, do this. And you feel like you need to do it, but I think with the show we kind of explore like why, like why do we need to do that, and also like how much fun can it be if we do try and use it in a different way, as instead of let's get married, but let's use it as a motivation to kind of try things out in life that we were so scared to before.
Totally. And you have your co-star Kina. Tell us about the dynamic. So how are you guys approaching turning 30 differently and your relationship? Because in the show you meet as middle schoolers and now you're adults, so like what can you tease us with?
Yeah, I mean, it's very different. You know, when you think of 30 when you're 18 or even like when you were 16, it's just so far away.
It feels old.
Yeah, it feels like, oh, you're so old. I remember when I was 18 and if I met someone who's 30, I was like, oh, you're so old.
Right.
Like, I'm never gonna turn that age.
Right.
But here's the thing, you will. So
I just turned 30 this year. It is not old, let me tell you.
It's not, and you know, there's a beauty in that gap in between that. So, and that's what we also see. What we don't see in the 12 years, and we kind of get a glimpse of what these two have been doing. You know, one kind of went traveling and really experienced the world, and the other stayed at home and helped out his parents. Great shop that was very successful. He's a successful businessman, but also didn't get to really explore and kind of find themselves, you know.
Right.
And I think that's when the two come together. They have those two almost polar opposite kind of views on life. And in a way, it's a good thing because it helps kind of motivate them, and they get to see both sides and trying to help each other find that balance. Because these two are pretty off balance when they kind of see each other again, but there's also this spark that it's undeniable when you see them two kind of even just talk or hang out with each other.
Yeah, you had a lot of chemistry on camera. Talk about the pressures, right, from like parents and outside folks that kind of go into, you know, making you feel like you have to do certain things by 30. Do we get to see that in the show?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Will Smith says, parents just don't understand. I'm making a prior reference that no one knows.
Who's Will Smith?
Who is Will Smith?
Yeah.
He was in Suicide Squad.
Fresh
Prince. And, you know, there is so much pressure, and you know, and it makes sense. You want to listen to your parents because obviously they know a lot more than you do, but also they lived in a different time. Then they might not understand the pressures that you are dealing with right now, as opposed to and you don't understand what the pressures that they dealt with back in the day. So it's this gap. But I think the biggest thing to take away is just to go and experience, you know, things, and to not be closed-minded, and also live through other people and be like, okay, I don't want to go that route, you know, because of this person, because of the outcome. But also, if you tweak it a little bit, it might completely change, you know. One little tweak, and, you know, it's like a crinkle in the fabric can look a little different than a completely, like, unironed, you know, shirt. I'm making weird references right now, but
it's deep.
You know, it's so deep. But the show, you know, we explore kind of the funny in relationships, the mishaps, and you know, the drama, and also you know, the pain behind it as well, and the struggle. The struggle is real. You know, the struggle is real to even say that you even like a person. I think that is so hard for a lot of people to do, and or even like themselves for liking the other person.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, the struggle is real, but it's worth it when it works out, right?
Exactly.
As you know.
Yeah.
Right. Any ways that you relate to your character on the show, just in your own experience? I mean, you've accomplished so much already. You know, more than 1 million followers on Twitter, great shows. Like, you're living your dream. You're producing these great shows, and you did it by a certain age. Did you feel that pressure, or?
I consider myself a late bloomer.
Really?
Yeah, in a lot in different ways, because I didn't start dancing I didn't find the thing I loved way later in years. Like when I was like 18, 19 is when I started realizing, oh, okay, I actually want to keep doing this. But I didn't really know until I like turned 22, 23, where I was like, oh, I can actually make this a career,
right? For a living, and get paid for it.
and get paid for it, and actually love it, and not just, you know, for monetary reasons. And in a lot of ways too, there's a lot of things that I learned in a way later age. And I think even the idea of dating and what you want to find in the other person that you want to hopefully have a long-term relationship with, something that you kind of don't know when you're 18. You know, you kind of you have to explore. And for me, it was a lot of exploring and kind of figure out how you're somewhat of a terrible person, but you want to get better. Because I think at a certain age, you start hitting this weird stage where, like, you think you're the best. You know, you think like you know everything, and then you realize, you look back, and you're like, man, I was a piece of crap. Like, just,
life comes at you fast.
Yeah, and you're just like, wow, I can't believe I said that or did those things. And you know, you strive to be better. I think at the end of the day, if you kind of have this goal of just trying to be better, not to change yourself, but just to be better for yourself, and then hopefully for that other person that you meet.
Totally. If you guys are just now tuning in to our Facebook live stream, hey, we're here. We're live in New York with Harry Shum Jr. We're talking about the brand new show, Single by 30. You can get it on YouTube, and it's actually free, right? Free $99?
The first episode is free, and then YouTube Red is a great platform, because, you know, YouTube has been around for a long time, and Wong Fu, the directors, Phil and Wes, have been doing this for like 10 years, and producing some great content. And now it's that time where, you know, the production quality is a lot higher, and, you know, we had a bigger crew. We wanted to you know, really elevate the show with that felt like it was balanced with the content that we were trying to deliver. So you know, the series is on YouTube Red. It's a subscription, and, you know, you get a lot of great perks with it. No ads, no, you know, YouTube Music, so you don't have to go scrounging for music. It's part of the package, and, you know, plus you get to watch Single by 30.
Right,
and
here.
That's a phone
with
call
this guy
that I'm
right
getting.
here.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you. We got a lot going on here. This is live. This is live. This is what happens when we're live. We're like right now.
I thought you were like.
Anyways, guys, we really hope you'll check out Single by 30. And if you're tuning in now, or even if you catch this discussion later, go ahead and put your comments and thoughts. Maybe you are going to turn 30, or you're thinking about love and romance and anything that you come across once you start watching the show. Go ahead and comment below. Thanks so much for being here.
Hey,
really great to talk to you. Excited to see the rest of the series. And then maybe just a final piece of advice, now that you're on the other side of 30, for young people who are trying to find themselves and, you know, trying to figure out what they care about, what they want to do with their lives.
Yeah, I think it's always, for me, it's always go with your gut feeling. Because I think when you go off of anything else, it's hard to learn from it. But when you go from your gut, you can at least that next time, even if the gut feeling isn't right, the next time you'll have a better idea because you went with your gut feeling and you know not to do that again, instead of like sometimes thinking with your brain. So thinking with your brain, but instead of going with your brain, going with your gut. And I think really, that's what's helped me kind of get through life and go further.
And here we are.
Here we are.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to WhoSay. We'll catch you next time.